lot of people ask me what qualifies me to do what I'm doing, and I just tell them my story.
Well, Michelle, along with her daughter, was terrorized and held captive overnight by gunmen that wanted her to rob the bank she worked at.
Myself and my daughter were sitting at home one night. 3 masked gunmen broke down the door to our home and forced us bluntly to the floor. They strapped us with explosive devices and showed us a detonating device. They forced my daughter into a closet, and they forced me to go to the bank where I was the manager and take money out of the vault of the bank.
Let's head downstairs and check in with Lynn to hear a story of survival. Lynn.
It's a great story too. Robbed and held hostage.
I was dealing with the loss of a lot of things that people don't consider, the invisible things that are priceless, such as your safeties.
You've also recently written a book, Held Hostage, talking about your experience. Some of the things that really stood out in the book to me, just your daughter's voice, that things really stood out to you.
Right, she was in shock, she was pale, she was sick to her stomach. It was really a horrific time, but she kept saying, "Mommy, be brave. Mommy, don't give up. Mommy, I know you can do this." When I put her in the closet in the morning, she said, "Mommy, I know you're going to come back for me." You know, those are the moments that just kept me going.
Going and facing your attacker and being a part of victim-offender dialogue is so powerful, and bring the reality of what they're doing right to them so that they can seriously be held accountable for their actions, face to face with the people that it's really, really harming.
Michelle's message is very captivating. I work with teens at North County Lifeline, and I'm very interested in having the girls hear her message about violence and the way that she's been able to move forward in her life.
Your story to me, Michelle, sounded really like a movie. You're a bank vice president, you're a bank official, someone breaks into your home, they held you hostage, you and your daughter.
The only thing I can control is paying attention and remembering and controlling my response and staying calm for her and for myself.
Michelle Renee.
Good evening. It is absolutely a pleasure for me to be here presenting the Lifetime Achievement Awards tonight to 2 incredibly brave and courageous men.
In crime-targeted industries, these employees are putting their lives, they're putting their emotional state on the line every single day.
I think it's important to let everybody know and that there isn't the training that there needs to be out there for people that are victimized, to say this is happening, this is a risk of the job, and if this does happen, there's something called post-traumatic stress.
Post-traumatic stress syndrome is real.
20% of violent crime is work-related. We want to reach out and help all of those victims and people who are affected. Let's take a stand, because doing your job should never be a crime. And we can't reach out for positive change in this fight against violent crime unless everybody stands together. Every person from every neighborhood stands together and says, we're tired of violence, we're tired of violent crime, we want to do something about it.
For me, it takes a whole lot to be a survivor. And for me, it took one thing. The secret to being a survivor, it is forgiveness. We forgave them. I have people coming up telling me, you have a dynamite personality. I say, you have no idea. No idea. The power to embrace new life is right here. It's within.
Communication is such a huge part of parenting. If the parent chooses to make a decision that they are going to focus on coming out of this in a positive way, their child is going to see the way the parent is recovering and model that, or the majority of that, after what they're seeing from their parent.
Michelle's story is amazing, but is her response to the trauma a typical one?
Hearing how she has tried to really turn this into a positive experience for her and her daughter is an amazing story in and of itself, because she could have taken all of that and created a negative, hostile resentful type of situation and created a lot of bitterness for her and her daughter. And I think the fact that she has tried to just keep that trust with her daughter and build on that and create that positive self-image goes an amazing way to heal.
What matters most to me about my speaking is that I have the opportunity to change people's lives. I have the opportunity to share the gift of my voice after trauma.
It is my hope and my prayer not to just spark an interest. I don't want to spark an interest. I want an absolute inferno to ignite inside of you, each and every one of you, so that when you leave here today, you have a knowing that there is something more that you can do for victims of violent crime in our communities.
People who just need that one spark of hope or inspiration to turn their life around and be the best that they can be and find their way to being better than ever. And that, to me, matters more than anything.
Your time is right now.